Hello everyone, this is part 1b. You need to watch part 1a on articles, and this is part 1b on articles in grammar. I have two questions for you. Can we make a sentence without using articles? And question 2, what is a countable noun? So I'll give you a few seconds to think about the answers. Okay, shall we start? Can we make a sentence without using articles? Yes, we can. So if you look here, horses are domestic animals. I don't use any article before horses. Why? Because I mean all horses in the world. If the meaning is general, if I don't say or write which horses I mean, I don't use the before horses. And again, sometimes you use one verb to make a sentence, one main verb to make a sentence. If you say stop, this is a sentence. So I don't use an article in this sentence. Remember, do not forget to use a or an when you use adjectives before nouns. Now, students use a before a noun. Cat is a noun, they use a before it. When they put an adjective before cat, they forget to put a. So remember to use a. If I say a beautiful cat, a is for cat. A is not for beautiful. A is for cat because cat is the noun. And before a common singular countable noun, we use a or an. Here we use a because see, this is a consonant. So if you use an adjective between cat and a, don't forget to use, a. Again here, I use two adjectives. So again, a is for cat. So I can put a before cat. If I use an adjective before cat, I have to put a. If I use two adjectives before cat, I have to put a. If I use three adjectives before cat, beautiful, black, British, I use three adjectives before cat, I have to use a. So again, a is for cat, and cat is the noun. Again, if you look here, I always read a useful book. So a is for book. Why? Useful is the adjective. Useful, book is a noun, useful is before noun. This means useful is an adjective before book. Anything before a noun is an adjective. So useful is an adjective for book. Book is the noun. I use a. So in English I say I always read a book. I always read a useful book. Now if I put this one now, I put interestingly useful. Interestingly is an adverb. It has ly, as you can see. Useful is an adjective. Now, because interestingly starts with a vowel, which is I, I have to change a into an. So I have to say an interestingly useful book. So an is for book. An is for book. And as I said, I cannot use a interestingly, and that's why I change a into an, and I use this adverb and this adjective. Again, you can see all this. Interestingly is an adverb, useful is an adjective, English is an adjective, and then I have to use an. Why? Because interestingly starts with a vowel, which is I. So again, you can see an here before an adverb. Interestingly is an adverb. A is before an adjective. But this a before the adjective useful is for book. And the same, this an before interestingly, this an is for the word book, because book is the noun. And the same in this sentence. If you use plural, books, you don't put a or an before books, because plural books means many books, so it is plural. If it is plural, I don't put a or an. Again here, I like useful knowledge. I cannot say a useful knowledge because knowledge is not countable, so I cannot say a knowledge, it's wrong. So I like knowledge, I like useful knowledge. The same here, I like information or I like useful information, because information is not countable. I cannot say an information, I cannot say a useful information, no. We can make information plural by using items or pieces. We have to read all the items of information about this film. So information is singular, the plural of information is items of information, or you can say pieces of information. I bought 3 items of furniture yesterday. Again, I cannot say a furniture, I cannot furnitures, I have to say 3 items of furniture or 3 pieces of furniture. So the plural of furniture is items of furniture or pieces of furniture. What is a countable noun? This is very important because I've seen many websites and they say like a countable noun is a noun which you can count, and this is really not right. Even some books would explain it in this way. Now, I don't agree with this, and this is my explanation of the word countable. Countable means we can use a or an before a common singular noun which has a singular and plural form. A countable noun does not mean we can count it. Money is countable, we can count money, but the word money is not countable. So I cannot say a money, I cannot say monies. Sheep is uncountable. The word sheep is uncountable, but can we count sheep? Yes. So when we say countable and uncountable, we mean the word. We don't mean the thing, we mean the word. Some nouns may be countable in your language, but in English they are not, like sheep. So the best way is to use a dictionary. A dictionary will tell you if this noun is countable or it is not countable. But what is the meaning of a countable noun? This is the meaning of a countable noun. You know, a countable noun, it's a common singular noun which has a singular and a plural form. So what is a common noun then? Singular, you understand, it means one. So what's a common noun? A common noun is not the name of a person. So a common noun is not the name of a person or a place, but a common noun means a group of people, a group of animals, a group of places, a group of things, or a common noun means an example of this group, of any of these group. And this is the meaning of a common noun. So a countable noun is what? Is we can use a or an before it, and this is again we can use a or an before a common singular noun which has a singular and a plural form. So you should understand the meaning of common, you should understand the meaning of singular, and also you should understand like a vowel and a consonant, and I explained this in my video. You need to watch my video on vowels and consonants. A vowel is what you hear, and the same, a consonant is what you hear. What you see is not what you hear. Sometimes you can put an before s, an s. Why? Because s, s, the first sound is so you can say an, and E is a vowel. U is not a vowel. You know, if you have U, you put A university, A uniform. Anyway, watch this video on vowels and consonants. I will give you more examples on countable nouns. So this is the story now. Before you use a or an before a noun, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is this noun singular? Singular means one. Is this noun common? What's a common noun? I explained this for you. It means, is it part of a group or an example of this group? Does this noun have a singular and plural form? So if you know the answers to these 3 questions, it means you can use a and an correctly. Also, you have to know if a noun starts with a vowel. And if you want to know this, you really have to watch my video on vowels and consonants. A good dictionary will tell you if a noun is countable or uncountable, or both. So some nouns are always countable, some nouns are always uncountable, but some nouns can be countable and uncountable at the same time. How do you know? You know, use a good dictionary. A good dictionary will tell you. So chair C, it means chair is countable. I have a lovely chair in my dining room. So I put a before chair. Chair is singular. Chair is a common noun. Chair has a singular form, which is a chair, and chair has a plural form, chairs. So this means chair is countable. So I can use a before chair. Oil, you. So you means uncountable. Janet uses oil in cooking. So I don't use any article before oil, because oil is a quantity and we don't use articles a or an before quantities. Why? Because quantities are uncountable. Now this is very important. Sometimes we see an before an uncountable noun. So here oil is uncountable. I can see an, and we think this is correct, but in fact this an is not used with the uncountable noun, but it is used with the countable noun. Let me explain. So oil, you means uncountable. Janet uses oil in cooking. I don't use any article, no an before oil. Why? Because oil is uncountable. Of course, uncountable noun. Now some students can see an before oil and they say oil is uncountable. How do I use oil? Because an is for factory and oil is an adjective for factory. Oil here is a noun, it's a name, and oil here is an adjective for factory. So I say an oil factory. Oil is an adjective for factory. Factory is the noun. So in English I say a factory and an oil factory. So this an, I use it because I have factory. Yes, you see an near, or next to oil, but I don't use an because I have oil. I use an because I have factory, and I cannot say in English a oil. I can say a factory, but if I put oil I have to say an oil factory because O is a vowel. So I repeat, you see an before oil, but this an is not for oil, it is for factory. So an uncountable noun is the opposite of a countable noun. So what's the meaning of an uncountable noun? It means it is not singular, and so I cannot put a or an before it, is not common, and is not a group or an example of a group, and has no singular or plural form. Of course, this is a general explanation. I know there are exceptions. Exceptions, it means things which are different from the grammar rule or the grammatical rule, but this is a general explanation for you. So a countable noun. What is a countable noun? I can use a before it, I can use an before it. It has a singular form and it has a plural form. And a countable noun is, common. And I explained the meaning of common. It means it is, it belongs to a group, or it is an example of a group. Now the following are uncountable nouns. So rain, lightning, fog. I cannot say a rain or rains, a lightning or lightnings, a fog or fogs. No, because lightning is the light before rain. Fog is one you can't see. So words about the weather, I gave you 3 examples. No A, no S. Abstract nouns. Any noun we cannot touch, such as happiness. So happiness is an abstract noun. Why? Because we cannot touch happiness. Information is an abstract noun. Why? We cannot touch information. So I cannot put A before happiness. I cannot put S. I cannot put an before information. I cannot put S. I cannot put an advice. I cannot say advices. I cannot say hope. I cannot say hopes, because all these words are uncountable. Collective nouns. This means like a group. So luggage, it means a group of bags, a number of bags. So again, I cannot put A or S to these words because they are not countable. A luggage is wrong. Luggages is wrong. Equipment, it means tools. An equipment, wrong. Equipment's wrong. A furniture is wrong. Furniture is wrong. So don't use A or an before all these uncountable nouns, please. Yeah. Nouns which have an S. So pajamas, I cannot say a pajamas. I cannot say a trousers because they are not countable. Quantity. So anything about quantity: oil, water, butter, an ice cream, jam. So I can't see an oil or oils, a water or waters. Again, a butter is no, butters no. And again, as I said, this is a general explanation. There are things which are different from the grammatical rule, but this is 99% okay, and you can use it in your speaking and your writing. Now, to practice, on the internet, you can type this sentence into google.com, and then Google will give you thousands of websites on articles, and they can practice and practice and practice. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please click on subscribe, and I hope you can learn from more free videos in future on my channel. And thank you for listening.